Emotional connection always comes first because real intimacy is not only about physical touch, it is about how two people feel with each other. When a man feels emotionally connected to you, his heart becomes open and his mind becomes calm. He starts to feel safe in your presence. Safety is very important because when a person feels safe, they can relax and be their true self. If he feels judged, rushed, or unimportant, even the most passionate touch will not stay in his memory for long. But when he feels understood and valued, even the smallest gesture can become unforgettable. Emotional connection creates a strong base, like the foundation of a house. Without a strong foundation, the house cannot stand for long. In the same way, without emotional warmth, physical closeness can feel empty. A man often remembers how you made him feel more than what exactly you did. Feelings stay longer than actions. If you made him feel respected, appreciated, and wanted, those emotions will remain in his heart. When he feels that you truly see him, not just his body but his thoughts, his struggles, his dreams, and his fears, he feels deeply connected. Listening carefully when he speaks, remembering small details about his life, and asking about his day may seem simple, but these actions build emotional intimacy. They show that you care. When a man feels cared for, he becomes more open and more emotionally involved. This emotional involvement makes every shared moment stronger and more meaningful. Eye contact is one of the most powerful ways to build connection. When you look into his eyes with warmth and softness, you are silently telling him that he matters. Strong but gentle eye contact creates a bridge between two hearts. It builds trust and closeness. A soft smile can also create magic. A genuine smile makes him feel accepted and welcomed. It lowers his guard and allows him to relax. Small gestures like lightly touching his hand while talking or leaning closer when he shares something important can increase emotional closeness without saying a single word. These actions create anticipation because they make him feel something building slowly and naturally. Respect is another key part of emotional connection. When a man feels respected, he feels valued. Respect means accepting him as he is, not trying to change him, and appreciating his efforts. When he shares his opinions or feelings, listening without interrupting shows respect. Supporting his goals and encouraging his growth also strengthens the bond. When respect is present, he feels proud to be with you. That pride deepens his emotional attachment. Emotional warmth mixed with respect makes him feel secure and strong at the same time. Feeling genuinely desired is also important. There is a big difference between being wanted for a moment and being truly desired as a person. When you show him that you are attracted not only to his appearance but also to his personality, intelligence, humor, and kindness, he feels special. Complimenting him in a sincere way can make a strong impact. Simple words like telling him you admire his strength, his dedication, or his smile can stay in his mind for a long time. Genuine appreciation feeds emotional closeness. When he feels desired in a real and honest way, his confidence grows, and he connects more deeply. Anticipation grows naturally when emotional connection is strong. When there is warmth, eye contact, gentle laughter, and meaningful conversation, tension builds slowly in a beautiful way. It does not feel forced. It feels natural and exciting. Emotional anticipation can be even more powerful than physical actions because it starts in the mind. When his mind is engaged and his heart feels connected, every moment feels stronger. Emotional intimacy turns simple touches into powerful experiences because they are supported by trust and affection. Trust is another important part of emotional connection. Trust takes time to build, but it is worth it. When he trusts you, he feels comfortable sharing his vulnerable side. He may open up about his fears, past experiences, or insecurities. When you respond with kindness and understanding, you deepen the bond. Trust creates emotional safety. Emotional safety allows true closeness to grow. Without trust, physical closeness can feel uncertain or uncomfortable. But with trust, even silence together can feel meaningful and full of connection. Emotional. Warmth also means being present in the moment. In today's world, many people are distracted by phones, stress, and responsibilities. Giving him your full attention makes him feel important. When you focus on him completely during your time together, he feels valued. Being present shows that you care enough to pause everything else. This creates a deep impression because everyone wants to feel chosen and prioritized. Kindness and empathy strengthen emotional intimacy. Trying to understand his feelings, even when you disagree, shows emotional maturity. If he has had a hard day, offering comfort instead of criticism builds closeness. If he achieves something important, celebrating with him strengthens the bond. Sharing both struggles and joys creates emotional partnership. A man who feels emotionally supported will remember that support more than any physical moment. Emotional. Connection also grows through shared experiences. Spending time together doing meaningful activities, talking about dreams, laughing at inside jokes, and creating memories together builds depth. When memories are tied to strong emotions, they become unforgettable. Emotional bonding turns ordinary days into special ones. It makes your presence in his life important and irreplaceable. Patience is another important part. Emotional connection cannot be rushed. It grows slowly through consistent care and honesty. When you take time to understand him, when you allow conversations to unfold naturally, and when you do not force closeness, the bond becomes real and strong. Rushing can create pressure, but patience creates comfort. Comfort allows love and desire to grow naturally. Vulnerability also plays a big role. When you share your own thoughts and feelings honestly, you invite him to do the same. Openness creates balance in the relationship. If only one person shares deeply, the connection feels uneven. But when both people feel safe enough to express themselves, intimacy becomes powerful. Emotional vulnerability builds deep trust, and trust strengthens every other part of the relationship. In the end, emotional connection makes physical moments meaningful. Without emotional warmth, physical touch may feel temporary. But when a man feels emotionally connected, respected, desired, and safe, every touch carries more depth. He remembers not just the action, but the feeling behind it. He remembers the way you looked at him, the softness in your voice, the kindness in your words, and the comfort of your presence. These feelings stay in his heart long after the moment passes. Emotional intimacy is what turns a simple experience into something unforgettable. It is the heart behind the touch, the meaning behind the closeness, and the reason why some moments remain powerful in memory for a lifetime. The power of slow and intentional touch begins with understanding that intimacy is not a race. When everything is rushed, the moment can feel intense but short-lived. However, when you slow down and move with purpose, every second feels deeper and more meaningful. Slowing down allows both people to become fully aware of what they are feeling. It creates space for emotion, sensation, and connection to grow naturally. Instead of jumping quickly from one action to another, taking your time builds a quiet kind of excitement that feels powerful and unforgettable. When movements are slow and thoughtful, they show confidence and control. Rushing can sometimes feel nervous or distracted, but slow movements feel calm and intentional. This calm energy spreads to the other person. It encourages him to relax and focus on the present moment. When someone feels that you are fully present, and not in a hurry, it makes the experience feel special. It shows that you are enjoying the time together rather than trying to finish it quickly. That feeling of being chosen and savored can be very meaningful. Gentle and lingering touch increases awareness. When touch is quick, the body barely has time to register it before it is gone. But when a hand moves slowly across the skin, when fingers lightly trace and then pause, the body becomes more sensitive. The mind begins to pay attention. Every small movement feels stronger because it lasts longer. Slowness gives the nervous system time to react and respond. It heightens sensation because anticipation builds between each motion. Anticipation is often stronger than action itself. When there is a pause before the next touch, the mind begins to imagine what will happen next. Imagination is powerful. It creates excitement and tension that grows with every second of waiting. A soft trace of fingers along the arm, followed by a brief pause, can feel more intense than a constant fast movement. The pause creates suspense. It keeps him guessing and wanting more. This gentle suspense makes the moment stay in his memory. Intentional touch also communicates care. When movements are thoughtful and measured, they feel purposeful. They show that you are paying attention to his reactions. If he responds positively to a certain touch, slowing down there and letting the moment linger shows emotional awareness. It tells him that you notice what he enjoys and that you want to deepen that feeling. Being attentive in this way strengthens emotional connection alongside physical sensation. Slowness allows emotions to surface. Fast moments can sometimes feel purely physical, but slow moments allow feelings to rise. Eye contact during a gentle touch can intensify the connection. A soft smile combined with slow movement creates warmth. When actions are unhurried, there is time to notice breathing patterns, facial expressions, and subtle reactions. This awareness builds intimacy because it makes both people feel seen and understood. Another important part of slow touch is rhythm. Moving slowly does not mean being stiff or unnatural. It means flowing smoothly and confidently. A steady rhythm builds comfort and security. Sudden, rushed changes can break the emotional tension, but gradual movements keep the energy building. Like music that starts softly and slowly grows louder, slow touch builds emotional and physical excitement step by step. Pauses are especially powerful. A pause is not empty. It is full of meaning. When your fingers stop for a moment, when your hand rests gently without moving, it creates a feeling of suspense. In that stillness, emotions and sensations grow stronger. The mind becomes alert. The body becomes more aware. When movement begins again after a pause, it often feels more intense because of the waiting. This simple technique of stopping and starting slowly can turn a normal moment into something unforgettable. Breathing also becomes important when everything slows down. When movements are calm and intentional, breathing naturally becomes deeper. Deep breathing increases relaxation and sensitivity. It also creates a shared rhythm between two people. When breaths match or respond to each other, it deepens connection without words. Slow touch combined with steady breathing creates harmony and closeness. Confidence plays a role as well. Slowing down requires confidence because it means you are not afraid of silence or stillness. It shows that you are comfortable with yourself and with him. This confidence can feel very attractive. It sends a message that you are in control of the pace and that you are fully aware of the moment. Confidence mixed with gentleness creates a powerful balance. Slow and intentional touch also builds trust. When movements are careful and unhurried, they feel safe. Safety allows him to relax completely. When someone feels safe, they are more open emotionally and physically. This openness increases the depth of the experience. Trust and anticipation together create a strong and lasting impression. Another reason slow touch is memorable is because it engages the senses fully. When everything is rushed, the senses can feel overwhelmed. But when things are slow, Each sensation stands out clearly. The warmth of skin, the softness of a hand, the closeness of bodies, and even subtle sounds become more noticeable. Heightened. Awareness makes the moment feel richer and more detailed. Detailed experiences are easier to remember because they leave a stronger imprint on the mind. Emotional suspense grows when there is unpredictability within slowness. If every movement is predictable and fast, excitement can fade quickly. But when there is a gentle pause, a change in direction, or a soft delay before the next action, curiosity increases. Curiosity keeps desire alive. The mind stays engaged, wondering what will happen next. This mental engagement strengthens the emotional side of intimacy. Slowing down also allows appreciation. When moments are extended, there is time to truly appreciate the connection. Appreciation deepens desire because it adds gratitude and meaning. When you take your time, it feels like you are savoring him. Being savored makes a person feel valuable and wanted. That feeling can stay in his memory long after the physical moment has ended. Intentional touch is also about awareness of boundaries and comfort. Moving slowly makes it easier to notice if something feels uncomfortable or if adjustments are needed. It allows for gentle communication through body language. This mutual awareness strengthens respect and consent, which are essential for meaningful intimacy. When both people feel respected, the connection becomes deeper and more satisfying. In the end, the power of slow and intentional touch lies in its ability to combine emotional depth with physical sensation. It transforms simple gestures into powerful experiences. A gentle trace of fingers, a lingering hand, a meaningful pause. These small details create tension, excitement, and closeness. Slowness turns anticipation into a beautiful buildup that feels almost electric. When moments are allowed to unfold naturally and patiently, they become more than physical actions. They become emotional memories. And it is these emotional memories, built through patience and intention, that remain unforgettable long after the moment has passed. Confidence and presence are powerful qualities that can completely change the energy between two people. Confidence is not about being loud, forceful, or dominant. It is not about trying to control everything. True confidence is quiet and calm. It comes from feeling comfortable in your own body and secure in who you are. When you feel good about yourself, that feeling naturally shows in your body language, your voice, your eye contact, and your touch. A man can sense when a woman is confident, and that energy can be deeply attractive because it makes the moment feel real and intentional. Being fully present means giving your full attention to the moment you are sharing. It means you are not distracted by your phone, your worries, or your insecurities. When you are present, your mind and body are in the same place. You notice his expressions, his breathing, his small reactions. You respond naturally instead of overthinking. This presence makes everything feel more intense because it shows that you truly want to be there. When a man feels that you are completely focused on him, he feels important and valued. Confidence begins from within. It starts with accepting yourself, your strengths, your flaws, your personality, and your body. When you accept yourself, you stop trying to perform or impress. Instead, you simply express yourself honestly. That honesty feels refreshing and magnetic. If you are comfortable with your body, you move differently. Your movements become relaxed instead of stiff. Your touch becomes natural instead of hesitant. Hesitation can sometimes create doubt, but confidence creates certainty. And certainty can feel very powerful. When you take initiative in a calm and natural way, it sends a strong message. It tells him that you are not just reacting to him, but that you also have your own desire and intention. Taking initiative does not mean being aggressive. It can be something simple, like gently pulling him closer, looking into his eyes first, or starting a moment of closeness without waiting for him to lead. These small actions show that you want him. Feeling wanted is something many people deeply crave. When a man feels chosen by you, it touches his ego, his heart, and his emotions at the same time. That feeling of being chosen is powerful. It tells him that out of everyone, you are focused on him. It creates a sense of exclusivity and importance. When you show clear interest and desire, he does not have to guess how you feel. That clarity builds confidence in him as well. When both people feel confident and secure, the connection becomes stronger. Confidence can be contagious. Your calm assurance can help him relax and open up more fully. Presence also includes emotional awareness. When you are aware of your own emotions and comfortable expressing them, the connection becomes deeper. If you smile because you are enjoying the moment, if you maintain eye contact because you feel drawn to him, those honest expressions create authenticity. Authenticity is extremely attractive because it feels real. There is no pretending, no acting, just two people sharing a genuine moment. Body language plays a big role in confidence. Standing tall, moving smoothly, and maintaining comfortable eye contact all communicate self-assurance. Even the way you breathe can show confidence. Slow, steady breathing makes you appear calm and in control. When you are calm, the energy between you feels steady instead of rushed. Calm energy can build stronger anticipation than chaotic energy. Confidence also means not being afraid of silence. Sometimes quiet moments can feel uncomfortable if someone is insecure. But when you are confident, silence feels natural. You can hold eye contact without needing to fill the space with nervous words. That quiet intensity can create a powerful emotional connection. It shows that you are comfortable enough to simply be there without forcing anything. Another important part of confidence is trusting your instincts. When you trust yourself, your actions flow more smoothly. You do not constantly question whether you are doing the right thing. You respond naturally to the energy between you. This natural flow makes the experience feel effortless. Effortless moments are often the most memorable because they feel genuine and unplanned. When a man feels that you truly want him, it stays in his mind. Being desired is not only about physical attraction, it is about feeling seen and appreciated. When you express admiration, when you touch him with intention, when you look at him in a way that clearly shows interest, he feels that desire. That emotional impact can replay in his thoughts long after the moment ends. He may remember the way you looked at him, the confidence in your smile, or the certainty in your actions. Confidence also removes pressure. When you are secure in yourself, you are not seeking constant validation. This makes the connection lighter and more enjoyable. Instead of worrying about how you appear, you focus on how you feel. That shift in focus creates authenticity. Authentic moments are powerful because they come from the heart, not from fear or insecurity. Presence strengthens emotional intimacy. When you are truly there, you respond to him in real time. You notice if he smiles, if he relaxes, if he becomes more engaged. This responsiveness creates harmony. Harmony between two people makes the experience feel balanced and mutual. Mutual energy is always stronger than one-sided effort. Confidence also includes setting boundaries with kindness. Knowing what you are comfortable with and expressing it calmly shows strength. Boundaries do not reduce attraction. They often increase respect. When he sees that you respect yourself, he is more likely to respect you as well. Respect builds deeper desire because it adds admiration to attraction. Over time, confident and present moments create strong memories. The mind tends to replay experiences where emotions were intense and clear. When he felt wanted, chosen, and connected, those feelings become attached to you. The memory is not just about what happened physically, it is about how you made him feel emotionally. Emotional impact lasts longer than physical sensation. In the end, confidence and presence transform simple interactions into unforgettable experiences. Confidence brings calm strength. Presence brings focus and authenticity. Together, they create energy that feels warm, powerful, and intentional. When you are comfortable in your own skin and fully engaged in the moment, he feels that certainty. And the feeling of being truly desired by a confident and present woman is something he will remember and replay in his mind again and again. Engaging. The senses is a powerful way to make intimacy more meaningful and memorable. Human beings experience the world through their senses: touch, sound, sight, smell, and even the awareness of closeness and warmth. When more of these senses are gently involved in a moment of connection, the experience becomes deeper and more emotionally powerful. It is not only about physical touch. It is about creating an atmosphere where the body and mind are both fully awake and aware. When multiple senses are activated at the same time, the brain stores the memory more strongly. That is why certain moments stay in a person's heart for a long time. Touch may be the most obvious sense in intimacy, but it is only one part of the full experience. The tone of your voice can be just as powerful. A soft and calm voice can create comfort and closeness. When you lower your voice slightly and speak gently, it naturally draws him in. Whispering can create a feeling of privacy, as if the moment belongs only to the two of you. When you say his name softly, it adds a personal and emotional layer. Hearing his own name spoken in a warm tone can make him feel special and desired. It tells him that your focus is completely on him. Sound affects emotions deeply. A steady, calm tone can relax the mind and body. Soft laughter can create joy and ease. Even quiet breathing can become meaningful. When two people are close enough to hear each other breathe, it creates a rhythm that connects them. Sometimes breathing patterns begin to match naturally. This silent harmony can build emotional closeness without any words at all. Shared breathing can feel intimate because it shows that both people are present and connected in the same moment. Scent is another powerful sense that people often underestimate. A gentle and pleasant natural scent can stay in someone's memory for a very long time. The human brain connects smell directly to memory and emotion. A familiar fragrance can later bring back feelings and images of a special moment. You do not need strong perfume. Even the natural warmth of your skin can become associated with comfort and closeness. When he breathes in your scent while you are near, it becomes part of the emotional experience. Closeness itself is a strong sensory experience. Standing or sitting near enough for him to feel your warmth can increase connection. Physical warmth creates comfort and safety. When your bodies are close, even without constant movement, it builds awareness. The feeling of shared space, shared heat, and shared energy can be very powerful. Sometimes simply staying close and not pulling away quickly makes the moment feel intense and meaningful. Sight also plays an important role. Eye contact can deepen connection instantly. When you look at him with intention and softness, it sends a message without words. A gentle smile, relaxed body language, and natural expressions create visual warmth. The way you move, the way you tilt your head, or the way you lean closer can all become part of the memory. Visual details often stay in the mind for a long time. He may later remember the exact way you looked at him or the expression on your face in that moment. When multiple senses are engaged together, the experience becomes layered. For example, imagine you are close enough for him to feel your warmth. You softly say his name, your fingers gently trace his arm, and your breathing is calm and steady. In that single moment, touch, sound, scent, warmth, and sight are all working together. The brain receives many signals at once, which makes the memory stronger and more vivid. This multi-sensory involvement makes the experience feel rich instead of simple. Slow movements can increase sensory awareness. When everything happens too quickly, the senses cannot fully process each detail. But when the moment unfolds slowly, each sound, scent, and touch becomes clearer. A whisper feels more intense. A gentle touch feels deeper. A shared breath feels more noticeable. Slowing down allows each sense to fully register the experience. Emotional presence strengthens sensory impact. If you are distracted, the sensory details may feel empty. But when you are fully present, every sense carries emotion with it. A whisper carries affection. A touch carries intention. A look carries desire. Emotion gives meaning to sensation. Without emotion, sensory actions can feel mechanical. With emotion, they become unforgettable. Personalization also makes sensory engagement more powerful. Using his name, responding to his reactions, and adjusting your closeness based on his comfort shows awareness. This attentiveness makes him feel seen and understood. When he feels understood, his emotional response becomes stronger. Emotional intensity combined with sensory detail creates deep memory. Warmth and gentleness are key elements. Sudden loud sounds or rushed movements can break the sensory flow. But soft tones, gentle gestures, and steady closeness build a calm yet exciting atmosphere. Calm does not mean boring. In fact, calm focus often builds stronger anticipation because it keeps attention sharp. When the senses are gently stimulated, the body becomes more aware, and that awareness increases emotional impact. The human mind remembers experiences that are emotionally rich and sensory detailed. Think about how certain songs, smells, or touches can bring back old memories. The same principle applies in intimate moments. When a whisper, a scent, and a touch are connected to strong emotion, they become linked in memory. Later, even a simple reminder of one sense, like hearing a similar tone of voice, can bring back the feeling of that shared moment. Engaging the senses is not about being dramatic or complicated. It is about being intentional and aware. Speak softly instead of loudly. Stay close instead of distant. Breathe slowly instead of rushing. Let your touch linger instead of moving too quickly. These small adjustments can transform an ordinary moment into something meaningful and lasting. In the end, memorable intimacy is created through the harmony of the senses. Touch, sound, scent, sight, and warmth all work together to build connection. When more senses are involved, the brain records the experience more deeply. And when emotion is present along with those sensory details, the memory becomes powerful. It is not just about what happened physically. It is about how it felt, how it sounded, how it smelled, how close it was, and how deeply connected both people felt in that shared moment. The element of surprise can make any emotional or intimate moment feel fresh, exciting, and deeply memorable. Human beings naturally respond to novelty. When something happens that is slightly unexpected, but still safe and respectful, it captures attention immediately. The brain becomes more alert when it senses something new. This alertness increases emotional intensity and helps store the memory more strongly. That is why small, positive surprises can leave a lasting impression long after the moment has passed. Surprise does not have to be dramatic or extreme. In fact, the most powerful surprises are often simple and gentle. It could be changing the east side rhythm of your movements, shifting from playful to serious eye contact, or softly expressing a feeling you have not said before. These small changes break predictability. When moments become too predictable, the mind relaxes in a routine way. But when something slightly different happens, the mind wakes up. That awakening creates excitement. Predictability can sometimes make experiences feel ordinary. When someone knows exactly what will happen next every time, the emotional response becomes weaker. But when there is a subtle change, curiosity grows. Curiosity is closely connected to desire and excitement. When he does not know exactly what you will do next, but trusts that it will feel good and respectful, his attention becomes sharper. That focused attention makes the experience more powerful. Taking gentle control for a moment can be a positive form of surprise. If he usually leads, and you suddenly guide the pace with confidence and calmness, it creates a shift in energy. This shift can feel exciting because it is different from the usual pattern. The key is that it remains respectful and comfortable. Surprise should never create fear or discomfort. It should feel safe but new. When something feels new yet still emotionally secure, it creates a strong mental imprint. Expressing your desire in a new way can also be surprising in a meaningful way. For example, clearly telling him that you want him, or showing your interest more boldly than usual, can create a powerful emotional reaction. Sometimes, people hold back their feelings, so when those feelings are expressed openly and confidently, it can feel refreshing and exciting. That openness becomes memorable because it shows honesty and courage. Changing rhythm is another subtle but effective surprise. If everything has been slow and steady, slightly increasing intensity can create a wave of excitement. If things have been playful, suddenly becoming calm and deeply focused can also create contrast. Contrast is important because it highlights change. The brain notices differences more than sameness. When the rhythm shifts naturally, it keeps the moment alive and dynamic. Surprise also works because it creates emotional spikes. Emotional spikes are moments when feelings rise suddenly. These spikes can be excitement, joy, anticipation, or even happy shock. The brain tends to remember emotional peaks more clearly than steady, flat experiences. By adding small elements of surprise, you create these emotional peaks. Over time, these peaks form strong memories linked to you. Another important part of positive surprise is timing. Doing something unexpected at the right moment can multiply its effect. For example, after a quiet and intimate pause, a sudden whisper or a confident gesture can feel much stronger than if it happened randomly. Good timing shows awareness and emotional intelligence. It proves that you are paying attention to the flow of the moment. Surprise also prevents boredom. In long-term connections, routine can slowly reduce excitement. Introducing small new elements keeps the energy alive. This does not mean constantly changing everything. It means occasionally adding something different enough to refresh the experience. When the experience feels fresh, desire often feels stronger. Freshness keeps curiosity alive. Trust plays a big role in how surprise is received. If trust is strong, surprise feels exciting. Without trust, surprise can feel confusing or uncomfortable. That is why emotional connection and respect must always come first. When he trusts you, he can relax even when something unexpected happens. He knows that your intention is positive. This trust allows surprise to feel thrilling instead of stressful. Confidence also makes surprise more powerful. When you introduce something new with calm confidence, it feels intentional rather than accidental. Hesitation can weaken the impact. But when you act with steady assurance, the change in energy feels smooth and attractive. Confidence tells him that you know what you are doing and that you are comfortable exploring something new together. The human mind loves stories. When a moment includes surprise, it becomes like a story with a twist. That twist makes it interesting and worth remembering. Later, he may replay the memory in his mind because it stood out from other experiences. Ordinary moments fade quickly, but moments with emotional contrast stay vivid. Surprise can also deepen emotional connection. When you reveal a hidden feeling, share a spontaneous compliment, or show vulnerability in an unexpected way, it can touch his heart. Emotional surprises can be even more powerful than physical ones. For example, unexpectedly expressing gratitude or admiration can create warmth and closeness that lasts. Balance is important. Too much unpredictability can feel unstable. But small, thoughtful surprises create excitement while keeping comfort intact. The goal is not shock, it is delight. It is about creating a gentle spark that lights up the moment. When something feels new but still emotionally safe, it builds both trust and thrill at the same time. In the end, the element of surprise adds color and intensity to intimacy. It keeps experiences from becoming routine and encourages curiosity and excitement. By changing rhythm, taking gentle control, or expressing desire in a fresh way, you create emotional peaks that stand out in memory. When something feels new, yet comfortable, exciting yet respectful, it leaves a strong imprint on the mind. And those unforgettable moments often stay alive in his thoughts, replaying with the same spark of surprise and connection long after they first happened. Mutual enjoyment and genuine desire are the true heart of any meaningful intimate connection. More than any specific technique or physical action, what makes a moment unforgettable is the shared energy between two people who are both fully present and truly enjoying each other. When intimacy is mutual, it does not feel forced, one-sided, or performed. It feels natural, balanced, and emotionally alive. This shared experience creates a deeper impact because both partners are contributing equally to the connection. When a man sees that you are genuinely enjoying the experience, it often increases his own satisfaction. Pleasure is not only physical, it is emotional and psychological as well. Knowing that he is making you happy, that you are responding naturally and honestly, can boost his confidence and deepen his emotional involvement. It makes him feel capable, desired, and appreciated. That emotional reward can be just as powerful as any physical sensation. Authentic reactions play a big role in this connection. When your smiles, laughter, breathing, or expressions are real and not exaggerated, they create trust. Authenticity makes the moment feel sincere. If someone feels that reactions are fake or forced, it can reduce emotional closeness. But when everything feels natural, it strengthens the bond. Natural expressions show that you are comfortable and fully engaged. Comfort creates freedom, and freedom allows passion to grow without pressure. Shared connection means both people are emotionally present. It is not just about what is happening physically, but about how both partners feel inside. When you look at him with warmth, respond to his touch with sincerity, and show that you are emotionally connected, the moment becomes layered with meaning. Emotional depth turns simple actions into powerful memories. A man is more likely to remember how connected he felt than the specific details of what happened. Mutual pleasure also builds equality in the relationship. When both partners care about each other's enjoyment, it creates balance. Balance builds trust. Trust builds deeper desire. When he feels that his pleasure matters to you, and he sees that your pleasure matters to him, the connection becomes stronger. It becomes a shared experience instead of a performance. That sense of partnership can make intimacy feel fulfilling, rather than temporary. Genuine desire is different from obligation. When desire is real, it shows in subtle ways, in eye contact, in touch, in tone of voice, and in body language. Genuine desire cannot be forced. It grows from emotional connection, attraction, and comfort. When he senses that your desire is honest and not just something you feel you should show, it creates powerful validation. Feeling truly wanted by someone who is enjoying the moment just as much is deeply satisfying. Energy exchange is another important part of mutual enjoyment. When two people are both engaged, their energy feeds into each other. If one person becomes more passionate, the other often responds in the same way. This back-and-forth flow builds intensity naturally. It creates a rhythm that feels alive and spontaneous. Moments like these often stay in memory because they feel dynamic and real. Communication, even without words, supports mutual pleasure. Small cues like adjusting to each other's movements, responding to breathing changes, or reacting to subtle signals show awareness. Awareness makes both partners feel seen and understood. When someone feels understood, their emotional connection deepens. Emotional connection makes pleasure more meaningful and lasting. Shared Lao. Communication, even without words, supports mutual pleasure. Small cues like adjusting to each other's movements, responding to breathing changes, or reacting to subtle signals show awareness. Awareness makes both partners feel seen and understood. When someone feels understood, their emotional connection deepens. Emotional connection makes pleasure more meaningful and lasting. Shared laughter or playful moments can also strengthen intimacy. Enjoyment does not always have to be serious or intense. Sometimes lighthearted joy makes the connection feel warm and human. When two people can relax and be themselves, the experience becomes richer. Being able to share both passion and playfulness creates balance. Balance keeps the connection healthy and exciting. Mutual enjoyment also reduces pressure. When both partners focus on shared pleasure instead of performance, the moment feels freer. There is less anxiety about doing everything perfectly and more focus on feeling good together. This relaxed mindset allows natural reactions to come forward. Natural reactions often create stronger emotional memories than forced perfection. When both partners are fully engaged, time can feel different. Moments may seem longer or more intense because attention is fully focused. This deep focus creates what some people describe as being lost in the moment. Experiences like this often stay in memory because they feel complete and immersive. Emotional safety supports genuine desire. When you feel safe enough to express yourself honestly, your reactions become more open. Emotional safety allows vulnerability. Vulnerability deepens connection. When both partners feel safe to show their true feelings, intimacy becomes more than physical closeness. It becomes emotional closeness as well. Men often remember moments when the connection felt equal and powerful. They remember when both partners were smiling, engaged, and emotionally connected. They remember the feeling of shared passion more than any specific action. That shared energy becomes a highlight in memory because it feels rare and meaningful. In the end, mutual enjoyment and genuine desire are what transform ordinary experiences into unforgettable ones. It is not about complex techniques or dramatic gestures. It is about being fully present, responding authentically, and sharing real emotion. When both partners are truly enjoying each other and feeling connected, the energy becomes strong and memorable. That shared energy, built on authenticity, trust, and desire, is what makes a moment impossible to forget. The power of eye contact and silent communication is often underestimated, yet it can be one of the most intense and meaningful parts of intimacy. Long before any physical movement happens, connection through the eyes can create a deep emotional bond. The eyes are often called the window to the soul because they reveal feelings that words sometimes cannot express. When two people hold steady eye contact, something powerful happens. It creates awareness, closeness, and emotional intensity all at the same time. Deep eye contact makes a moment feel personal rather than routine. When you truly look at someone, not just glance, but hold their gaze with intention, it shows presence. It tells him that your attention is fully on him. In a world full of distractions, full attention feels rare and valuable. When he feels seen and focused on, the moment becomes more meaningful. It stops being just another interaction and starts feeling unique and important. Holding eye contact slightly longer than usual can create tension in a beautiful way. That extra second of connection can make his heart beat a little faster. It builds anticipation without any physical movement. The silence between two locked gazes can feel charged with emotion. In that quiet space, many unspoken messages are exchanged: desire, curiosity, confidence, and warmth. This silent exchange can feel even more powerful than words. A slow, genuine smile while maintaining eye contact adds another layer of intimacy. A smile softens the intensity while keeping the connection alive. It communicates comfort and interest at the same time. When paired with a confident gaze, it sends a clear message of attraction and desire without needing to say anything directly. These small facial expressions can stay in his memory because they feel honest and natural. Confidence plays an important role in eye contact. When you hold someone's gaze calmly and steadily, it shows self-assurance. You are not looking away, quickly out of nervousness. You are comfortable in the moment. This quiet confidence can be deeply attractive. It suggests that you know what you feel and that you are not afraid to show it. Confidence in silence can sometimes speak louder than bold actions. Silent communication builds emotional tension gradually. Words can sometimes interrupt the flow of feeling, but silence allows emotion to grow. When two people look at each other without speaking, their expressions and breathing become more noticeable. Small details, the way his eyes soften, the way your lips curve slightly, the way both of you lean closer, all become part of the connection. These details create a layered experience that feels rich and memorable. Eye contact also creates vulnerability. Looking directly into someone's eyes requires openness. It means allowing them to see your emotions. This vulnerability builds trust. When trust is present, intimacy becomes deeper. If he feels that you are not hiding behind distraction or avoidance, he feels invited into your emotional world. That invitation can be powerful and unforgettable. Another reason eye contact is so impactful is because it slows down time. When you hold someone's gaze, even for a few seconds, it can feel longer. The world around you fades, and attention narrows to just the two of you. This focused awareness increases emotional intensity. Moments that feel intense and focused are more likely to stay in memory. Silent communication also includes subtle body language. A slight tilt of the head, leaning a little closer, or gently raising an eyebrow can all send messages. These nonverbal cues can express interest, playfulness, or desire without speaking. Because they are subtle, they feel intimate and private. It can feel like a secret language shared only between the two of you. When eye contact is combined with calm breathing, it becomes even more powerful. Slow breathing while maintaining a steady gaze creates a sense of control and depth. It shows that you are relaxed and fully present. Presence strengthens connection. When both people are present, the moment feels complete and intentional. Eye contact can also create emotional reassurance. When you look at him warmly, it can make him feel accepted and appreciated. Feeling accepted lowers emotional barriers. When barriers are lowered, connection becomes stronger. Strong connection makes memories more vivid. Sometimes the strongest message of desire is not spoken out loud, it is shown in the way someone looks at you. A deep gaze can communicate attraction more clearly than words. Because it is silent, it feels honest. There is no exaggeration or dramatic language, just pure expression. That purity can be very powerful. Men often remember the way someone looked at them during meaningful moments. The image of steady eye contact, paired with a soft smile or confident expression, can replay in the mind later. Visual memories connected to strong emotion tend to last. When eye contact creates an emotional peak, it becomes a highlight in memory. In the end, the power of eye contact and silent communication lies in its simplicity. There is no complicated technique involved. It is about being present, confident, and emotionally open. Deep, steady eye contact transforms ordinary moments into meaningful ones. It builds tension gently and naturally. It makes the experience feel personal, intentional, and deeply connected. And because it touches both the heart and the mind at the same time, it creates a memory that can stay alive long after the moment has passed. Leaving a lasting impression after an intimate moment is often more powerful than people realize. Many think that intimacy ends when the physical connection ends. But in reality, what happens afterward can shape how the entire experience is remembered. The moments that follow, the quiet closeness, the gentle touch, the soft words, conceal the emotional meaning of what was shared. These small actions can transform a physical experience into a deep emotional memory that stays in the heart and mind for a long time.